intuition, whereas others aren't. But yeah, you got to be careful on who you're discussing this with, because at the end of the day, it's giving that the person on the other end, it's on them when they reach out, and if they reach out. I am getting told they don't want to. So was there any conversation? Is there any mutual friends? Is there a tiff somewhere? Because usually these things stem from something. It's usually, I'm not going to say it's always the case, but it's usually the case. Something has been said, something was done that maybe they disagreed with. I mean, one of the biggest one is the political differences is a big one for a lot of people. If you believe in something they don't believe in, they're like, you're dead to me. I don't like that. I'm like, if you have a different view, that's perfectly fine. As long as you treat me like I'm human, I'm fine with that. You're not, no. Okay. But yeah, something feels like there's a reason why they don't want to reach out. So either someone's put some sort of feeling towards them or something about you. Now, the King of Pentacles. Now, if I was to read this just at the face value of what the cards are, this would look like a positive one, but I'm also drawing on the energy of what your guides are giving me, and it's feeling not more swayed on the side that they're not going to reach out. And I don't want your anxiety to skyrocket, because at the end of the day, we got to remember that you can't control how a person's going to respond. And I am going to say, they are saying this could be a goodbye, or this could be a not for now. It's kind of giving goodbye, but maybe not a final goodbye. What you could do, I'm getting told it will be sound advice. They know what I'm going to say. So what you could do, and if you haven't already, just saying, hey, just checking in, hope you are well. It has been a while since I've heard from you, so I just wanted to make sure everything's okay and make sure that you're safe, and know that you are loved and all this and blah blah blah. And just at the end, just say, if you don't want to contact me, or if there's something I have done, I just want to know that at the very least that you are safe, and leave it at that. Just leave it on a thing where it's on them, whether or not they reach out and whether or not there's still going to be a connection. Once you send it, I want you to release whatever anxiety or anything that is in you, because once you have sent this message or sent a voice message or whatever it is, that is all you can do. That is something you can control. Don't be hung up on it. Don't be constantly checking your phone or computer or whatever you're doing. Just forget. Send and forget. And you go, okay, I've released what I needed to release. I have said what I needed to say. And you're just going to go about your day, going to go about your life as if nothing happens. And if they choose to reach out, amazing. And it doesn't matter what they choose either way on the response, whether it's positive or negative, just know that you have said your piece. But I am getting told, like, if you haven't already, and you might have been doing the, like, hey, how you going? Or hey, thinking of you texts or whatever it is, or doing the calls to see how they're going. But this is you're checking in, you're stating how concerned you are, stating how this is impacting you, and then circling back, hoping that they are okay, and then ending off with it's not an ultimatum, but it kind of is, where it's like, if you reach out, I just want to at least know that you're okay, whether or not you want to continue staying in contact. And this is a closure statement or an olive branch. And what they do with that is on them. But yeah, it's not looking positive for them to reach out. I do feel that there is something that they're going through, and I don't know if it's feeding from other people, but I think for yourself that at least giving yourself some peace and stop thinking about it. I can tell you from experience, I had a friend where I was constantly going like, hey, how you going? Hey, how you going? Blah, blah, blah. Like every 2 weeks I was reaching out to them, and then I reached to a point where I was every day messaging them to see how they're going, and they never responded. They never looked at my messages. I'm assuming they either blocked me or they put me on ignore. So I sent a massive message, did the exact same thing. I gotta be honest, I was a bit more mean because I was like, how fucking dare you? But I was like, hey, hope you're well. I don't like this silent treatment that you're giving me. If you're pissed off with me, tell it to my face. I hate when people do this bullshit, and you need to grow up and grow a pair, and maybe don't do that. I can be very brutally honest when you piss me off. But I said my piece and I left it. And I was like, I have done what I needed to do. And I apologize for anything where I was like, if I was in the wrong, I apologize. I take full responsibility. And, if we can move past this, but yeah. So if you've done that pour your heart out message, leave it. It is on them. You have done what you needed to do. You can only control how you respond in an interaction. And some friendships are going to be like that, where you just get ghosted. And it's a case of maybe there's something they're working on themselves, or it was meant to end naturally. So just remember that. And don't focus too much on it, because when you go into those anxieties, those fear and those anger, those are low vibrational frequencies to be in, and it's going to pull you down further. So you're best to just go, it is what it is. I've done what I can do. I can control how I respond in the interaction, and I choose to send the message and go on about my life. But I am going to say it's not looking positive. They might reach out in the future, but at the moment it looks like not anytime soon, not anywhere in the near future. And look, I could be wrong, because their circumstances might change. Certain things might come into play where they think of you. They could be reminded of you in some ways. I know some people, what they do is the connection where they know they're still connected via a cord, and they will use that to go, you're obsessed with me and stuff like that. And it's a little bit manipulative, but it does work, because we're somehow using telepathy to go through, go through the motion of getting them to think of us, and some people don't. The friend I was talking about, completely crazy, and they're such a narcissist. But the thing is, when I was in a friendship with them, best friend, and you know what, I needed that friendship. I took what I learned from that friendship to apply for future, because that's all you can do. Now, this one here is I completely trust my intuition. I follow my guidance with excitement and confidence. This is from Archangel Hanel. I am the Archangel of intuitive gifts. Allow me to mentor you to embrace your psychic awareness. So the anxiety is hard. It's one of those things where you need to so anxiety is all about the fear of the future, or fear of what will happen. So those people who replay conversations that haven't happened yet, fearing like, I've lost my friend, or I've lost my job, or whatever else. So that is the anxiety side of things. And then you got the depression, where you're thinking back of all the conversations. Maybe it was this conversation, maybe it was this interaction, maybe I said something that was inappropriate, they did act funny when I said this, maybe that set them off. So then you get into the depression side of things, because that's focusing on the past. When you're doing that, you're not being present and in the moment and focusing on what you can control, because we can come up with 1,000 different narratives of how we're going to interact if we see the person, and it's that 1,001 scenario that comes up that we never thought of. And it's best to just be present in the moment. Just be like, if I do interact with them, I am just going to remind myself to remain calm and stuff like that. Look, I know this is not the greatest one. Definitely feel you have a bit of growth, and I feel for this one that maybe listening to yourself is probably the biggest thing. Listening to your intuition, because a lot of the times our bodies will tell us when we're to move on. So you'll get a yes or a no from your body. And the way I spoke about this last night, the way I do it is I give myself a yes statement. So that could be, my name's Lizzie, and my body will give a yes, which is like, usually it feels like I'm uplifting, maybe I feel my energy expanding. And then I might say something that is a no or a negative. So I could honestly just saying I'm unsafe, and I feel my body want to implode and like go small and shrivel, and that's a no. And when you think of this, friend, like, what do you think? Do you think positive? Yes. Does your body give that positive and yes? Because that positive yes or the negative no, that is actually going to be a case of, yes is your body saying yep, we trust this process, and no is going, okay, I actually don't feel this is aligning with who I am. But yeah, definitely a few things to look into for yourself. I know it wasn't the greatest reading. I hope you work on yourself. That's going to be the biggest thing I'm going to say, because friends will come and go, and those who are true friends will stay with you even when you're silent to them. But I do return your energy with light and love. All right. Okay, I'm just making sure. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you for trusting me with the message. I know sometimes they're not the greatest messages. No worries.